When chains sang songs, they thought the ocean could drown me, but I rode the backs of whales. I slept in the curled fists of the stolen I, hid in their teeth, in their tongues, in their tears. And I waited. I watched as my children were taken not just from their villages, but from their names, their gods, their memories, ripped from the soil that knew their footsteps, shackled to sorrow, stacked in ships like cargo. The air beneath the decks was thick with sickness and spirits, with prayers to faint to finish. But I did not leave them. While the lash sang its wicked hymn, I hummed louder. While chains burned their wrists, I cooled their minds. When they forgot their ancestors' names, I whispered them again in dreams. I was the hand that cupped the last drop of water passed between parched lips. That was the rhythm they tapped against wooden walls, soft, secret, sacred. They beat the drum in silence, but I heard it. They carried me not in books, but in bodies, in the marrow of their bones, in the curl of their hair, in the way their hips remembered dances they were never taught. They tried to erase me with baptism and whip. They gave new names to my children, dressed them in the clothes of obedience, and pointed to pale saints nailed to walls. But my children are clever. They saw through the veil. They looked into the glass eyes of statues and found Legba. They lit candles to Ali, even when the priest said they burned for Mary. They hid Ogun's sword beneath St. James' banner. They made the cross a crossroad. You call it syncretism. I call it survival. Because when you are hunted, you wear the mask. You dance the same dance with a new face. But the soul remains the same. They beat the drums in the sugar fields. They whispered prayers in Creole and Kakongo. They built altars from scraps, buried charms in the dirt. And I came every time. I came in the trembling of the possessed, in the fire that refused to die, in the hands that broke the cane stalks by day and raised the machete by night. They did not need churches. They had the forest, they had the river, they had the moon, and they had me. I am not bound by walls or language. I am older than empire. I am deeper than doctrine. They took bodies, but they could not take the rhythm, because the rhythm was me. And even now, if you close your eyes, you can feel it. The slow beat in your chest that doesn't belong to you alone. That is the song. The chains could not silence. That is the drum that crossed the water. That is voodoo, and we never stop singing.